Hello, Community Networks team and everyone else watching this. I'm so excited to share with you how Agile project management can be used to support the work of community organizations like ours. First, I'll show you an abstract map of the various roles. The wider community is represented on the left as an interaction between users, funders, and stakeholders. A user is someone in the community that stands to benefit from the value produced by the community organization. A funder is someone with the resources to contribute to the projects, and a stakeholder is someone with a vested interest in the long-term work of the community organization. And these are not mutually exclusive roles, as someone can be two or more of the roles simultaneously. I will give some examples of this in my next slide. To the right, we represent the community organization, which is creating value for the community. Within it, we see a facilitator, which is creating containers of support for various project teams. And within each team, we see a lead, supports, and advisors. In the middle, we see a vision holder, which creates an interface for the community and the community organization. The vision holder relays the value that the community organization is producing so that the right people in the community can benefit from it, and also receives feedback from the community and relays that back to the community organization so that the value produced is tailored to the needs of the constituents receiving it. Let me use our Community Networks team as an example of this. As a facilitator, I'm creating containers to support Cameron's lead for the Apartment Complex Engagement Project and Miriam's lead in the Resilient Survey Build project. Within each project, we have Ken and Leslie serving as advisors, and also we see that Cameron and Miriam are supporters for one another, and Jose is ready to help on projects as there are things to do. Leslie has been doing a wonderful job serving as a vision holder by holding in-person meetings at the co-op, trying to connect with as many members of the community as she can. As part of Cool Davis, she also has the ability to connect with various community stakeholders and funders. Given the current projects at play, the folks that stand to benefit most from our work are working adults, children, people with disabilities, Section 8, elderly, and students, since they fall under the renter category. Cool Davis funds Leslie's time and can contribute some additional funds to the overall project as well. Ken is funded by his business, Mac Design and Build, which focuses on sustainable buildings and remodels. There are many other possible funders, including the city, donations from residents, and foundations and grant-giving organizations. Finally, any community structure that is concerned with the future of Davis is a stakeholder for this work, including churches, the city council, apartment complexes, businesses, and schools. So as you can see, the community is a dynamic ecosystem where the users interact with funders, the funders interact with stakeholders, and everyone ends up being involved somewhere in this creative process of delivering community value. The main premise for this Agile project management is that the community at large needs to keep life going, and it can't drop everything to recreate their lives from scratch to become sustainable and resilient. That would itself not be sustainable or resilient. Therefore, we have a need for a subgroup within the community to specialize and innovate to find solutions in the area of resilience and sustainability in a way that can support the whole community, thereby freeing up the rest of the community to continue living their lives as best as they can while Davis collectively makes progress towards its sustainability goals. The vision holder is the connective tissue between the wider community and the Community Networks team, for short, or the CNT for short, which is creating the sustainability solutions for the town. The vision holder's main responsibility is to keep the legacy alive for the 18 years that it will take for the mission to complete, which is to be carbon negative by 2040. And also to build the necessary relationships to keep the Community Networks team operating as best as it can, with people coming in and out throughout the whole time, because people will want to be involved maybe a few months at a time or project by project. And so they're not going to invest in the whole 18 years of doing this work. The vision holder spends most of their time engaging with the community at all levels to enhance the CNT's ability to interface, create solutions, receive resources, and fill necessary roles. The vision holder's responsibility can be supported by a team to enhance their reach, and the role can be trained so that others can also carry it out to increase resilience and prevent burnout. Whereas the vision holder tends to face out at the wider community, the process facilitator focuses inward at the Community Networks team. The process facilitator's main responsibility is to generate as much community value given the resources and people at play within the Community Networks team. And this includes creating value for those within the network, within the team itself, so that there's no exploitation, and the system itself is regenerative, resilient, and therefore sustainable. The process facilitator receives the feedback from the vision holders and relays this feedback in a way that will inspire project leaders to invent solutions, and then assist the project leaders to produce solutions which is easy for the vision holder to share with the wider community. The process facilitator remains sensitive to the material and spiritual needs of the teams and relays this to the vision holders so that solutions within the community can be found to keep the CNT thriving and generating value that they're inspired to create for the community. A team can be formed to support the facilitator as the challenges of the CNT increases, and the role of facilitator can be trained in others so that its function can continue without burnout. A facilitator's responsibility to a project team is to make sure they are set up for success so that its members can focus on the outcomes of what they want to accomplish. Within the project container, the facilitator supports the relationships between leads, supporters, and advisors. A good lead, for example, is someone that is personally inspired by the outcome that they want to create. They're determined to see the project to completion, and they're curious about the feedback from the community that they receive. They also care that the users will benefit from the outcome. That is, they don't want to just do like a paper, or they don't want to just do a report. They actually want to see real outcomes, real benefits brought to the community via their work. Supporters care about the overall project success. They're flexible to fill various support roles as needed, and they're receptive to the needs of the lead. Also, they offer the lead different types of help that the lead may not be aware that they might need, or that the supporter might have skills that the lead wasn't aware of. Advisors are a certain type of support. They care about the well-being of the lead and the supporters, and they tend to look more at the people involved, are working efficiently, and have the best perspective from a project management perspective. The advisors tend to stand back as witnesses. They witness and then they share what they see. And they often have specialized knowledge and wisdom because of doing this sort of work, having experience in doing this sort of work in the past. In this video, I have shared a model for how some of our community needs can be met by adapting an Agile project management model. In the next video, I will share a model for how resources can be collected and distributed across the organization via a cooperative mutual aid network model. In this model, people are compensated for their participation through a network distribution model, which considers how much resources are available to support each node of the network and how much each node should be valued relative to the system. A lot of these ideas come from studying blockchain, systems, and neural nets. We want to make sure that everyone that contributes receives the material and spiritual value to feel satisfied and supported in having contributed. Reciprocity is the cornerstone of regenerative processes. Without it, nothing can be resilient and sustainable. To overcome the challenges of facing our community, we must be as creative as possible and seek innovative solutions from all areas of knowledge. If you like my work, please consider donating to my crowdfund at alangamage.org so that I can continue offering the very best to my communities. Thank you so much. Until next time.